It is a pleasure to see you again on my CryptoQ Media channel. Many XRP holders have heard about cross-border payments due to the enormous scale of the market. Another crucial factor to think about is the issue of why. Actually, improvements to cross-border payments themselves have been pending for decades. The industry seems to be dominated by Ripple's XRP, and with hundreds of trillions of dollars at stake, it's primed for revolution. The hidden links between Ripple and Fed at the moment necessitate an examination of this in this movie, as does Stellar's participation, which is substantial but not as pervasive as Ripple's. Not long ago, on September 5th, Ripple published an excellent post. The main argument of the essay was that crypto companies are unable to expand because to the limitations imposed by conventional international payment systems. Crypto companies and the economy are taking a hit because of how slow they are, which makes it hard to provide customers multiple fiat payout options. Digital asset off-ramps can be made easier with Ripple payments, which eliminate middlemen, resolve international transactions in seconds, and make cross-border payments available 24/7. Also crucial in this regard are SMEs. Despite their fast expansion, SMEs are still facing challenges when it comes to accepting payments from customers in other countries. Local banks can transform these challenges to international payments into opportunities for expansion by executing transparent and efficient solutions. If you want to know how to keep them completely committed to accepting payments made across borders, read our latest white paper. Their major focus is still on international money transactions. Also, it's not really surprising. Pause and pay attention. In the early 2010s, Ripple began to gain traction in the global market. Relativity, however, has always revolved around payments. This becomes clear when we zero in on only the last year. The payment industry is one promising area for blockchain technology's application. There are many aspects of the financial industry that have not changed much over the years. This sector is financially unstable and ripe for disruption, with trillions of dollars riding on the line. Blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies provide an ideal answer to the urgent need to update the whole payment system. For this and other reasons, I think about the connections. Looking at the calendar, I sneak a glance. Ripped has been an employee of BIS since the summer of 2023 in the field of cross-border payments. I know it may sound ridiculous to bring up Ripple's collaboration with the International Monetary Fund again now that it has been public knowledge for nearly a year, but it is worth reiterating because it is linked. As a team, they've been coordinating with the Fed. For instance, since 2017, they have been working with the Federal Reserve Task Force to enhance the transparency and velocity of international payments through Ripple. The article does briefly discuss Ripple's partnership with the Federal Reserve, despite its brevity. It took the Federal Reserve 2 years of planning, but today they revealed their strategy for quicker payments in the US. In 2015, the Federal Reserve acknowledged the need to encourage advancements in payments, and in response, the strategy was developed with the help of 320 varied stakeholders, including banks, regulators, users, and IT businesses. This affirmation of faith means that Ripple can move forward as a global payment system. I am still really interested in this, you know. If anything, the quickness with which the SEC lawsuits advocates have brushed off numerous announcements shows the character of the case. As a result, Ripple and XRP were able to get regulatory clarity ahead of the curve. These days, you can get this service from the Federal Reserve. Here is a timeline of the Federal Reserve's instant payment system. To investigate and assess potential solutions for the nationwide development of quicker and more secure payment systems and capabilities, the Federal Reserve formed the Faster Payments Task Force in 2014. Very nicely. Ripple Labs announced on June 16, 2015, a representative from Ripple Labs has been appointed to the steering committee of the Federal Reserve's Faster Payments Task Force. The announcement and Ripple's formal involvement in the Federal Reserve Task Force occur at the same time, exactly 2 years apart. Keep in mind that even when now you may take advantage of FedNow. Subjective opinions are highly commended for this. The list of FedNow certified service providers has been revised. Due to their connections to Ripple, I have identified 8 of them specifically. Certified service providers have gone through the necessary testing and certification processes to enable them to handle payments for participating financial institutions. These businesses are charged with providing instant payment services, such as bill pay, processing payroll, digital wallets, and developing APIs. We can uncover ACI Global and BNY Mellon CGI, 2 Ripple partners, by digging further into this. Velanti, Temenos, Finastra, and FIS are all part of our collection. When we take into account all of the other names mentioned above, like ESECS, the most peculiar thing becomes apparent. Furthermore, Fin establishes a connection to Ripple. There are a lot of people involved who are somehow connected to Ripple through other collaborations. Could you kindly provide me with an example? Finastra is your name. With Velanti, you have some of the largest banks on board, and with Finastra, you have 8,000 or more people involved. It is staggering to think about the domino effect and interdependence of some of these names and the connections between them. Additionally, Fed Payments Improvement released this not long ago. Quick payments are a huge boon to community banks like First Citizen State Bank. We accelerated the launch of our FedNow service because we anticipated high demand for instant payments and wanted to meet customer demand. This is provided by the bank directly. We would like to offer these services to our clients without delay. Pause for thought. In a video I made not so long ago, I went over how major banks like JP Morgan and Bank of America have spoken highly of XRP and Ripple, saying that they expect widespread use after the case. The lawsuit has not stopped Bank of America from announcing their plan to utilize XRP. We at Smokedog are convinced that many other financial institutions share our view that FedNow will cause an explosion in the use of immediate payments in the United States, and that the documentation will maintain its factual focus. Our motivation to join the bandwagon and maintain our present network speeds will be further enhanced once Fed presently achieves 50% adoption nationwide. According to data collected by TreasuryandRisk.com, half of all U.S. banks and credit unions will have joined to FedNow by the end of 2024. Federal authorities are trying to get people to use FedNow by appealing to their FOMO, or fear of missing out, in the financial sector. With a rapid 50% increase in corporate adoption and a member count in the hundreds across both networks, there will be more of an incentive for participants to try to link multiple domestic instant payment networks. I mean, surely that is the most crucial aspect of this. These days, when people think about food, it's in the US. Everyone will be talking about this once it goes global, which it hasn't done yet. In doing so, it transcends national boundaries. In this area, by 2024, 50% of all banks will have adopted real-time payment systems. Nearly half of the financial institutions in this country are interested in accepting FedNow as a payment method. In this final segment of our Federal Reserve and Credit Union conversation, I'm going to wager that the fear of missing out FOMO is plaguing the banking sector. If your bank is uncertain about this but a nearby bank is offering it, you could be in a dangerous position from a competitive standpoint. The concept of a single bank using blockchain technology or cryptocurrencies is something I want to keep in mind from this. Think about that for a bit. That is a bank, then. All banks must use blockchain technology from a commercial standpoint. Also, tokenization is going to be thought about. I can't help but notice it. I am depending on FOMO since the number of institutions is steadily expanding. Another problem is that while describing the advantages of speedy payments, we should only use success examples. This is indeed happening, I can assure you. Further evidence that FedNow will be pervasive in 2024 comes from a new report with the title Patterns in Regional Payments, which was sourced from Ripple. Now that Fed has taken center stage, the document examines a number of payment mechanisms. Adopting FedNow will have networking implications within the next year, according to their own words in the document. Network is defined by Ripple. This affects us. Everyone will be making use of it as it is widely known. We are quite grateful for the viewers' presence here. If you're new to my channel and have just subscribed, I appreciate it. Until then, take care.